Okay. Hi everyone. We are in here in the Sokah, beautiful Sokah of Miami Center. Tonight is the night of Shmini Atzeret with the checking of the shadow, and now we're going to study from the prologue. There's a very powerful section. There's few actually. It says Ma'amar Shemaya ve'Arka. It means like it's the heavens and earth, but Arka is also one of the worlds, right? So he says, I will do just the Aramaic to make the connection. It says, פתח רבי שמעון ואמר, בראשית ברא אלוקים, היי קרא, אית להסתכלה בדכל מן דאמר, אית אלהה אחרה, השתצא מעלמין. כי עמד ידמר כדינה, תאמרון להום אלהיה. די שמיה וערכה, לה עבדו, יעבדו מהרעה ומין תחות שמיה אלה. בגין דלת אלהה אחרה, בר קודשא בריך הוא, בלכודוי. The Zohar says something very interesting, right? Not something we don't know, but we know we start now, we're going to start the new year, right? After Simchat Torah, they're going to send the letters, and the new year starts. It's like Chaim Sadok explains, it's like Chotam betoch Chotam. So even they did already the stamp in the time of Yom Kippur. Now they're going to do, it says stamp instead of a stamp. It means we have still time to change, right? So one of the things we would like to do, till tomorrow night, till tomorrow night, this is the Simchat Torah, we still have chance to change the decree, right? So tonight we're doing it here, but also with our conscience, so we can start to choose really like things that, but to choose from a place that I really am going to do it. Not just say, oh, I want to change, I want to do this, and I'm not going to do it. I want to, even to choose one, the Rabbi used to say, I'm choosing one thing, the whole year I'm working. Remember that? So for us, we're choosing so many things and then we kind of not doing a lot, right? So we want to choose even one thing that I'm going to concentrate till I'm going to uproot it the whole year. The rest along the way, we can actually move stuff, but one thing I'm going to really concentrate at. So he says, פתח רבי שמעון ואמר, Rabbi Shimon says, בראשית ברא אלוקים. The creator, at the beginning, he create. מקרא זה שיסתכל בו, he says, we should look in those words, what it says. כי כל מי שאומר שיש אל אחר, if someone says that there is more ways except of God, like there are more ways to have blessings but not believing in God, right, in one creator, he says, he נאבד מן העולם. He kind of נאבד מהעולם, how you can express it, like he's going to kind of disappear from the world. It's not like he's going to die the way we think, right? But what is the world? The world, also represent, that because we know there are two worlds, tree of life and tree of very good, right? So maybe he's going to disconnect himself from the world of the creator. So he's going to be more in the world of darkness, okay? So he's going to disappear from the world. He's going to be lost, he says, actually lost, not disappear, lost from the world of the creator. כמו שנאמר, כדינה תאמרון להום, אלא היה די שמיה וערכה לה עבדו, יעבדו מהרע ומנתחות שמיה אלה. Says that, so they're going to get lost from the upper worlds, because you disconnect from the upper worlds, and from the place called וערכה לא עבדו, משום שאין אל אחר חוץ מקדוש ברוך הוא בלבדו. So he says, there's nothing else except of the קדוש ברוך הוא. What is קדוש ברוך הוא? קדוש ברוך הוא, it represents the energy of Zeir and Pin. Zeir and Pin is the place that receive from the Keter and all the blessings come into our life, right? So he says, ביאור הדברים, and now I want to explain. סובב על מה שאמר, טיבו ונחדש תיקון דחלה, ועל כן פתח לבאר היטב, קרא בראשית ברא אלוקים, שהוא השורש לכל תיקון הקלה. says, בראשית, the word בראשית, we know the בראשית have 72 explanations just about the word בראשית. Can you imagine 72 explanations just about that word Bereshit? So he says, but Bereshit, it's the opening. Why he says Bereshit is the opening to explain the root of all of the corrections, the Kala. The Kala represent the Malchot, right, the bride. במשך שתה אלפי שני, for 2,000 years, ושמח על המשבר של האל, דאלוקים הוא אלוהים מלאה, Shu bina. He says when you're using the word Elokim here, Elokim represent the upper Elokim, because there is lower Elokim that represent the Aleph, Dalet, and Yud, represent the Malchut, and this one is represent the bina. ונקרא אלוהים בסוד מי ברא אלה, who create all of that, וחמה תשטוף מי באלה אחיהו, שמה תשטוף דדיר. Now, why we want to connect with the root level of creation, right? Because we need to remind ourselves, because what's happened, and something very interesting, we're making so much effort. I remember we been with the Rav I came from Israel many years ago, and I stayed, I think all the holidays, I stayed like for 1 month. And we did Kippur, very small group. We used to be like 4,000 people. Suddenly, 200 people. It looked like a very small, like private Kippur with the Rav. And the Rav says something very interesting. He says, before the Ne'ilah, he says, you see those doors, when it was closed, right? See those doors? Satan waiting behind those doors. When we finish Ne'ilah and you're going to walk out of those doors, he will come and try to steal your energy. Don't let him to steal your energy. Because what we're doing today in Ne'ilah, we need to keep this energy for the entire year. Don't let him to steal your energy. Because you got everything you need for the entire year. I have no idea what I did, but just for us to understand, like we receive everything. So let's say all of those holidays, whatever we did till now and till Saturday night, we receive everything we need for the whole year. The question is, if I'm going to remember that it's existing in my cosmic bank, and I have already the powers and everything I need. Because we're going to face different obstacles. Because we ask for different things, surrounding light. The obstacles, they are there to help us to change and to grow. So if I'm going to follow the obstacles, I'm not going to grow from it because I'm going to complain. But if I'm going to remember that I have already the energy, so I'm going to do something about it, and I'm going to change. I'm going to grow. Make sense? So to connect with the level, with the root, he says, the word Bereshit have all the secrets of the tikkunim of the Kala, of all of the corrections of the bride. Remember we did in Yom Kippur, all of it, who, ha, he, or we did in Shavuot, right? That's called the corrections of the bride. Okay? So what is the bride? Yes, what is the bride? It's representing the Malchut, right? So it's helping us to do all of our corrections in the Malchut. All of the vowels is all of the power of the angels, okay? So it's just reminding us, to always to go back to the root. No matter what happened, go back to the root all the time. If I can take myself to the root in my mind, I can remember I have everything, just, fight it back. Don't just, I thought something very powerful today from Pele Yoetz. Pele Yoetz, we did a class today in the Sokah, it was his Hilulah. And he explained something very interesting from different book he explained actually. But he says, he's speaking about the love of the Creator, right? And he explains something very powerful. He says, just if we're wondering about it, or have the thoughts about it, we're already doing, as we're doing the precept to love the Creator. So what does it mean for us? During the day, we don't wondering about loving the Creator. We don't even have a thought of me loving the Creator. So he need to tell us to do it, right? You've been here today, so you heard it. So the same here, to love the Creator. So he said, even, let's say you don't know what does it mean even, right? So he says just by wondering about it and having the thoughts about I want to love the Creator, says already it's considered as the person is fulfilling the mitzvah, the precept, love the Creator, right? And then, of course, we receive maybe more messages, but to start from that. Also here, we're talking about the word Bereshit, it's to bring ourselves to the root that helping us, this word, to receive the power, even though we don't understand what does it mean, but we're receiving the message and the power to correct all of the things we're supposed to correct in the Malchut, because each one of us is a very unique and special soul. Each one of us will make a connection, but we're supposed to do the work this year as individuals and as a group, as a community. But each one of us doing the work, and then we complete each other. Make sense? So I need to do my part, you do your part, but then when we're doing it as parts, but we complete each other, like a Tetris. I have this, game, Tetris. Yeah. So if each one of us, yes, of course we're going to follow, but we support each other, but we're also doing the work, we can cleave ourselves with the roots and correcting whatever we're supposed to correct. So he says, שהוא בינה, ונקרא אלוקים בסוד מי ברא אלה, who create all of that, right? Because we're supposed to create, the creator create already everything for us, we're supposed now to create things as I'm the creator, new year, וחמד ישטוף מי באלה, אחי הוא שמד ישטוף תדיר, וברזדה יתקיים על מה עשה, ואם זה ביאר כאן אלוקים די שמיה וכולי. Because of the creator, he is the bina, קודש ברוך הוא represent the bina, וקרא אלוקים, בסוד שיתוף מי באלה, על ידי התלבשות אור החוכמה בלבוש יקר, ונעיר מחסדים הלס. He said, so again, we're going back to making the effort in the Malchot, right? Connecting with the level of Elokim light called the energy of bina. Then we're revealing the light of wisdom that getting dressed in the light of mercy, right? All of the expand the whole, how does it work? So if we miss in one of those levels or parts, we're not going to see or to feel the complete unification, the complete revelation of the blessings of the Creator, right? So he's just showing us like, how does it work? The verazada itkayem alma, and then when we do that, so then the world can be exist. First, it's my world, because each one of us represent the world, right? First, my world, and then we reveal into the entire world. ועל כן אלהה דשמיא וערכה לה עבדו, אלא לה יכלו ליתן קיום לעולם. And if he's talking about when they didn't do the work, then they couldn't give the power that the world can be exist in the way it's supposed to be exist. דהיינו אלוקים אחרים, so they work to different gods, to the other side. המפרידים אלה במי, that creates separation. הם מוכרחים בהחלט לאבד מן תיכות שמעיה די תתקן בחיבור אלה במי. For sure they're going to lose themselves. Because a great separation. כי מכוחם לא יכול להיות קיום לעולם, because they don't have the power. From their power, the world cannot be exist. אלא חורבן, just destruction. So when we talk about destruction, this is something very sensitive, because many times when we talk about destruction, we feel, no, but I'm a Kabbalah student. I'm using the Zohar. I'm doing this, right? But we need to understand that we've been checked more than people that actually don't do the work that we are doing. So the more we're going up, they checking us more. It's like we say in Hebrew, in the tzitziot, in the small details. So the more we climb in the spiritual levels, they checking us in the small details. And many times we don't understand, like, how come things doesn't happen? I'm making so much effort, I'm falling, I'm this, I have doubts. Why? Because if we're missing like something small and we've been checked out, the falling actually is much more painful, because we're falling from higher level. You understand? So if I'm on the floor, you fall, okay, nice. But if you are here and fall into the floor, it's much more painful, right? This is why instead of that we're going to be checked, I want to check myself. I want to check my consciousness, right? So I'm going to jump. There is another section that speaks about the angels. And this section is saying, and he's talking, Ma'amar Mizot. Who is she? If you need to go, you need to go. It's okay, fine, guys, don't worry. So he says, somebody have a question before we continue? The audience at home have questions. Everybody's sleeping. No questions, okay, so continue. מאמר מי זאת, פתח רבי אלעזר ואמר, מי זאת עולה מן המדבר וגומר, מי זאת כללה דתרן קידושין, דתרן העלמין בחיבורה חדה וקישורה חדה, עולה ממש למהווה קודש קדשים, והקודש קדשים מי, והתחברה בזאת בגין למהווה עולה דהי קודש קדשים, מן המדבר דהה מן המדבר ירתה למהווה קלה ומעל החופה. So also the Zohar here, even though, it's like to the beginning of the beginning, it speaks a lot about the bride. The bride is the Malchut. So he says, Rabbi Elazar says, who is that one that she raising up from the desert? Mizot uklal shel shte kedushot. So when he asks him the question, Mizot, says, there is here in those two words, unification of two holy parts, of two worlds that represent bina and malchut, in one unification and one nut. Ola, raising up, שעולה ממש להיות קודש קדשים. That malchut raising up to become the holy of the holies. Ki mi, the word mi, who, represent bina. Bina is already Kodesh Kodashim, the Holy of the Holies. And the bina been unified with the word bezot. Bezot represents the Malchut, right? Vezot Torah, right? So it says vezot. Why vezot? It's a unification between Malchut and Ziranpin. Vav, Ziranpin, Zot Malchut. So he's saying here, Malchut, בשביל שהמלכות תהיה עולה. That why? To elevate the Malchut, the level of bina, to the Holy of the Holies. From where? From the desert. What is the desert? The desert represents the place that Satan lives in the desert, right? So it means like empty space. So the Malchut, a lot of the time, exists in exile, in the desert, right? It says to elevate the Malchut from the desert. היינו כי מן המדבר ירשה זאת להיותה קלה ולהיכנס לחופה. That now she can be, the bride can enter into the chuppah. She can create the unification. So he says, what Rabbi explained here says that explanation is about Gemara Tikkun, the end of the correction. At the time that the bride elevates herself to the chuppah, to the wedding, right? Under the chuppah, כמו שכתוב להלן, and he translates mizot. He explained about the bina, well me, and the malchut, kol zot. He repeated again, and he says, then mizot, those words, bina and malchut, will become one, because before the end of the correction, bina called just kodesh, holy, for the correction, and malchut that raising up to the bina, so she received the holiness just from the bina. But then, right, in the future it says, the malchut will become like bina. So sometimes we say in Kiddush Levana when we bless in the moon. So we bless in that we want. Michal explained once. We need to meditate that the moon will continue kind of growing, because we want the moon will have light by itself. But we enjoy the light of the moon. So if Malchut will have a light by itself, so also we'll have like holiness here. So she says what will happen before the Malchut going up. So we have she received just from the light of Bina. But in the time of Mizot, the time that the Malchut connect with Bina, so what will happen? The Malchut will have also holiness by itself, like Bina. I don't know if you follow what he's saying, but it's something very powerful. In the Sokah, we have the unification. This Sokah is also 91. It's unification between also Zir and Malchut, the worlds. This is why it's good to connect. So now the moon receiving from the sun. But we want to meditate that the moon will have the light by itself. So this is the Malchut. You understand? So the what? If the Malchut will have the light by itself. Because right now Malchut is receiving from Zir and Pin, from the sun. So the point is that if we elevate ourselves, we can actually become like Bina. We will have the holiness like Bina. Right now we elevate them, but we receive the light from Bina. So what he's saying here, the Malchut will have like Bina, the same holiness. כמו הבינה, ותהיה מזאת עולה כללה דתרן קדושים, משום דתרן אלמין בחיבורה חדה וקישורה חדה, קישוריינו הצורה בחיי, שהוא הסיום של המלכות במסך המעלה, או חוזק ומקשר כל הספירות כאחד, because the whole ספירות, he said, will become unified as one, the entire ספירות. And then the Zohar continues saying something about the angels. Let's see if I pass it already. So he says, so then what will happen, she will end with the letter Yud that will be equal to Bina forever. And this is what being called Kishura Chada, like one knot. They've been tied together. בחיבורה חדה היינו כי קומת האור של המלכות תהיה מכובדת בקומת הבינה כאחד. The level of the light of Malchut will be in the same level of the light of Bina. Same level. Now, what does it mean for us? Okay, but it sounds maybe like too high. What does it mean for us? Nobody asking, so I need to answer. I need to ask. Maybe you're too tired to ask the questions, but what does it mean for us? For us, it means we are now in a time, because he was talking here before the end of the correction, and what will happen in Gemara Tikkun. This is Gemara Tikkun, when already the bina, the Malchot will go up and be equal to bina, right? So that's called Gemara Tikkun, end of correction. We are now, it's called Chevle Mashiach. It's a string of Messiah, it's called. String of Messiah, it means we are now in the time of doing the corrections to prepare our vessel to get those lights. Because those lights already, because this process will happen with us or without us. It needs to happen. The what? With the, yeah, right. Yeah. So the 7 millennia will happen with us or with others. The energy need to be revealed. Shabbat, Saturday. You know, you can, I want just to stay in Sunday. Okay, but the week continue, right? So it's not about get scary, it's about, wow, we have huge opportunity because there are so many blessings that have been revealed. If I can tap to the blessings, I can elevate not just me, people around me, and the whole world. I can elevate people. So if I take this, but again, it's a work. I can't just sit, watch Netflix and say, oh yeah, I'm elevating the world. So it's a matter of consciousness. So if I can accept that work, it's called like Ol Mechut Shamayim, like the yoke, right? If I will accept that work, it will be easier for me. Then I can feel the blessings. When I'm not accepting the work, and yes, I just want to be, like a spiritual person, it might be hard. And sometimes I accept, how come? I'm facing those challenges, right? Yes. Please. This is time of what, sorry? Yeah. It's called the string of Messiah. It means I need to prepare my vessel to receive the lights that reveal every day. Blessings. A lot of blessings. But if the vessel not ready, it's going to create stress in the vessel. That's the whole thing. So it means even as a Kabbalah student, when I have all the knowledge, if I'm not doing, it means we know ourselves. We know our habits, we know our shticks. I don't want to change here, I don't want to do all of those things. Okay, fine. You don't have to. So the universe will push the person. That will be much more painful. But if I'm as a Kabbalah student, you know what? I listen to the class. It's hard for me to do it. You know what? Let me choose doing it. It will be better for me to choose to do it because I did it. I received much more support and help from the cosmos. Then I will say whatever, and the cosmos will push me. More stress. Why? Yeah, but why? We need to emphasize that because the blessings want to be revealed, not the judgment, the blessings. But if the vessel is not ready, the vessel will feel it as judgments. You got it? It's Chas Shalom. The light gives us blessings, but if I'm not ready, I will feel it. So that's the thing. And what he's telling us here, just showing us how does it work, and I need to find my way to be part of that process. Because if I'm part of the process, I can enjoy the process. But if I'm trying to do it in my way, okay, so then let's do whatever you want. Because we all thinking, let me trick the system. We can't trick the system. The system work. We need just to, the train have one way to go. I can't trick the whatever. Just can you drive there? I need to. What do you mean? No, there's one way train, and one station, whatever, right? So we can't change the station or the route. The route is the route of the train. The route. So the light reveal every day. It doesn't ask us, what do you think I should be revealed or not? We need to prepare the vessel. This is called the strings of Messiah. This is why we see what's going on in the world, a lot of stress. Any area today. You can find a person, whatever in the world, they can tell you, it doesn't matter how much money you have or whatever, he doesn't have stress in different area. Whatever area you have, right? Because why? The light want to be revealed. So we have to balance ourselves in all areas, not just one area. Copy paste to all of the areas because we represent, he says before, and the Zohar explained, we microcosmos. We are the world. So as if I'm the world, I need to be balanced and then I can balance the world. The body parts represent the nations, right? You know that, right? So if each one of us do the work, imagine we're affecting the world. Okay? It's very powerful. But now we're going to start Bereshit again. We started last year also, and and even before, right? So as spiritual people, I'm talking to myself also, so I'm reminding myself, I need to make sure I'm doing for me, first of all. Leave the world right now. For me, first of all. Because the Kabbalah is saying, you can't give what you don't have. So if I don't have it, how can I give you? If I'm not elevating myself, what I can give you? Blah, 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 blah. So each one of us is supposed to elevate himself, and then we start to elevate people around us, whatever those people. Supermarket, gas station, doesn't have to be just your friend. You can smile to someone, boop, you elevate. You don't even know what you did. And he suddenly go home, behave nicely to his family, to his wife. So it's in circles. So sometimes we don't even know how much effect we creating around us. But I want to elevate myself. So to elevate myself, I mean, I need to sacrifice some things. I need to change some habits. I need to be like Michael. If you listen to the amazing lecture of Michael in Rosh Hashanah, right? I really need to make sure I'm a new person. If I'm like, find out I'm still have my old me, something is wrong here. So I need to really to delete it. Because I really want to be a new person. For us, need to one of the things it need to mean that I'm busy more with how I can create more, and less I'm thinking about myself. What about me? What's happened? And all the whinings of past year. No, the train. Remember, is the train continues. So if I'm behaving like the light, I will reveal more the blessings. Simple Kabbalah one, but we have to remember all the time. But then I can be part of the process. כי אז נעשה חיבור עמי בזאת כדי לעשות הזאת עצמה לקודש קודשים. Because now we create the unification that the Malchot connected with bina, and now they become one. But you know what? It says that the person can have a personal Messiah. Personal Messiah. So people can actually feel it and connect, and a lot of people around you not going to understand what you're talking about. Some people can say, why are you so happy? What's going on? Like, why, like, what do you mean? It's a curse to be happy? No, it's like, it's a merit. Everyone need to be happy. But some people don't understand. How come you smiling? How come you happy? What's going on? What, you won the lottery? What's happening? Why you need to won the lottery to be happy? Maybe if you don't, maybe sometimes people have more worries while they, right? Or fears what's happened, whatever. But the point is, we need to make sure I'm not convincing no one how I'm feeling that he's supposed to feel the same. Because then I can lose the energy. It's first of all, it's for me. And then when I'm behaving in that way, people around me will feel it. And they want to cleave with that energy. וכיוון שכן, because of that, הרי אי אפשר עוד שיהיה איזה מיעוט במלכות. So if it's happening, he says, it can be that the Malchut will have like a little bit of light. Because the Malchut doesn't have energy by itself. Whatever we push in, the light can give us. The more we'll push, the more we'll receive. Right? It's crazy. Think about it. Think about ships in the ocean. How come it's so heavy and it's actually up on the surface? It's crazy. All of those huge cruise ships, right? Or the Marines, they have like helicopters and airplanes. It's tons of metal. And it's float. How come? It's crazy. So the more you push, the more it's pushed back. I don't know how they find out about it, but it's happening, right? It's great. But you're taking a stone, you throw it to the ocean, it's going down. Of course, they put air or whatever, but it's crazy, but we don't think about it. So in life, the more we push, the more we receive. I mean, not push people, okay? We're trying to push people to change. No, push myself, right? So I'm receiving more. Nature is showing us everything how we should behave. We just need to look at nature. Because there's no like different between nature and us. Everything is one. We just see, oh, animals, oh, trees, this. If you see the explanations of Rav Ashlag, everything is one. Just look around us and we see like, wow, we can learn from everything, King David says. So we finish it with that, he says, אחר שקדושתה עצמה היא קודש קודשים, כמו בינה, after the Malchut have the blessings, the holiness by itself, because now she become the holy of the holies, כמו בינה, like the bina, ועל כן, he says, בילה העבד הנצח. Now, connecting with immortality. Immortality. So again, immortality, it's not just people will live forever. It's a matter of consciousness. That I don't have end in my mind. If we pay attention, we have a lot of endings. Even you wake up in the morning, what time is it? Oh, I finished working at 3, then you're already thinking about the end of the day. So I have ending, right? Immortality, no ending. No time spent in motion. You just do your work and connect with blessings. So that's immortality. Then, of course, people maybe will live more years or whatever, but it's immortality. Immortality have different stages, different steps. So we stop here.